Gonna lay around this shack till the mail train comes back, and I'll be rolling my sweet baby's arms. In this recent video, I showed the many ways in which knowing the circle of fifths can help you hear the chord changes in bluegrass. But there are many songs that do not follow the circle of fifths, so let's take a look at some of those. One of the primary concepts in regards to the circle of fifths is that when you introduce a seventh chord, you are creating tension that is requiring release. So G7 likes to go to a C chord. So we make the assumption that we are going to move counterclockwise on the circle once we put in a seventh chord. In the opening sequence, we went from G to G7 to C. So that works. Goes counterclockwise. And then we went to C7. So we should be expecting an F chord, but we get a D chord. But it just goes to show that if it sounds good, we do it. So, lay around this shack till the mail train comes back, and I'll roll in my sweet baby's arms. Part of what's happening with the seventh chords in bluegrass is that the founding fathers, especially Bill Monroe, were heavily influenced by the blues. And in the blues, practically every chord you hear is a seventh chord. A lot of tension in the blues. And indeed, all of these songs that Bill Monroe or Flatt and Scruggs did are actually 12-bar blues. Many of them, the chord structure actually went like this. Start on a major chord, introduce the seventh, here comes the 4 chord, which is a seventh, back to the 1 major, 5 chords, 7, back to 1. Just like some old blues songs, there's a few bluegrass tunes that are played entirely with seventh chords. One of them is Bill Monroe's Honky Tonk Swing. You can hear clear as day Lester Flatt playing a C7 all the way through that right from the get-go. The 3 most common chords in any key can be found on the circle of fifths. Simply find the key, in this case will be in the key of G. Go counterclockwise, you'll find your 4 chord C. Go clockwise, you'll find your 5 chord D. So when we hear an F chord in the key of G song, we don't have an explanation for it. Little Maggie. Understands little Maggie. So just how does an F chord fit in with the key of G? The answer is, according to traditional theory, it doesn't. That chord is referred to as a flat 7 chord. You can see in the key of G, the normal 7 is F sharp. So we flat F sharp down to F, and we have a flat 7 chord. It can be found on the circle. It's 2 up counterclockwise. And in this case, these songs have a 1 chord going to a flat 7, coming back to the 1 chord. In all these songs, the flat 7 chord is followed by the 4 chord. I know you're right, gonna miss me when I'm gone. So in this case, you can actually use your circle in a non-traditional way. Back up 2 counterclockwise from G up to F, and then work your way back down the circle to C to G to find that song in any key. Try it in the key of B flat, see what you get. And flat 7-4-1 in the key of B flat is A flat, E flat, and B flat. On a related note, if your bluegrass jam is overrun by some rockers, you might end up hearing this song. And if you do, don't hesitate, just get out your circle of fifths. They say they're in the key of D. The off chord that you're hearing is C, back up 2 on the circle. Come down to your G, and wind back up in D. It's been 10 long years since I left my home. There's a chord people have trouble hearing just by ear. 10 long years, it's G going to a B or a B7. And if we're introducing a B7 and we're going counterclockwise on the circle, we should be going to an E of some sort. When you're in Blackberry Blossom and you have the B7, it's followed by an E minor. But here's one of those unexplained chords. It's followed by a 4 chord. So you might think this is unique to this song, but guess what? I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. So it's been around for a while. In fact, here's a whole bunch of songs that use that exact same change. Songs like Dear Old Dixie, when it hits the 4 chord, it drops down to the 3, and then it comes back up. So it goes C down to B, back up. Just a quick note that we've been demonstrating many of these songs in the common key of G, but you'll want to also try them in different keys to get used to what those off chords are in those other keys. Such as Doc Watson played Peach Pickin' Time in the key of C, and The Old Home Place was originally recorded in B flat. So try to find that 3 to 4 change in other keys. 95% of all songs. Wait, did he say 95% of all songs? Yes, he did. 95% of all bluegrass songs end with a 5-1 resolution. So a D coming back to G in the key of G. D's the 5 chord, it moves counterclockwise up to G on the circle, so it could be a 7th, D7, back to G. But there's some songs that just don't seem to resolve as they conclude their progression. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. It's not done. Bob Dylan, when he originally wrote the song, went, hey, mama, rock me. He put a D chord in there, whereas Old Crow Medicine Show did not. Sometimes the lack of a resolution is the hook to the song. Here's a famous fiddle tune that also does not resolve 5-1. So the summary of our exploration today has been to familiarize yourself with the circle of fifths, but don't use it as a complete end-all. It will help you with your ear training, let you know what chords to expect, but every now and then you just learn to expect the unexpected.